Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas Jennings, aka Spirit Man, and today's episode I'm going to be looking at a recap of Jessica Jones, the new Marvel Netflix series that they have been working on for a couple months now. And a little bit of a disclaimer here, I am not going to go into any spoilers, so if you want any spoilers at all, watch the show or watch someone else on YouTube. And also a little bit of housekeeping. If you want to watch this show, do not watch it without also having watched Phase One of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which includes Iron Man, Iron Man One, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man Two, Thor, Captain America: The First Avenger, and Avengers, because this show and Daredevil. I also advise you also watch the Daredevil season one, because there is some intertextualities in this season of Jessica Jones that is going to be kind of linked together in this season. So with that being said, let's get into this. So Jessica Jones follows a private eye, Jessica Jones, as she is working on some cases in and around town until she comes across a missing teenager case, which she follows, and it leads her down to a path that is very familiar to her, and it takes a real dark turn after the teenager kills her parents, and thus begins her adventure into the psyche of mind control. So this season is a really good season. Now, I want to address something here. Just because I think this season is good based on characters and based on story, that I am a feminist. I am not a feminist, I'm egalitarian, I believe in both sexes. That's probably the only controversial thing I'm going to say in this episode. Maybe. But this show is really, really good. I really got into the characters of of Jessica Jones, who is played very, very well in this one. Um, I love kind of dick characters, and she plays a really good dick character at times, and yet she's also really kick ass. And there's also a little secret with her, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's really, really cool how they uh, tell this story about Jessica Jones. Um, Luke Cage makes an appearance in this show, not once but many, many times in this show, and this one's kind of up for debate for the fans of Marvel itself, um, whether or not they did Luke Cage right. As I mentioned before, Daredevil kind of has some intertextualities in the show, but this is more into the latter part of the season, with only one cameo, and unfortunately, it's not Matt Murdock. I'll spoil that part, but it is someone that is key to the show, um, and by far the best character in this show is David Tennant's character, who is Kilgrave, and let's just say he's kind of a pervert. He is the most sadistic pervert I have ever seen. And I'm not going to describe how in depth he gets, because in the first 7 episodes of this 13 episode season, he's just so focused on one thing, and I'm not going to spoil anything for that, as this is a no spoiler zone for this part. Um, I'd and and then yeah, David Tennant is a really fun character also. Not just because, he's a sick pervert, but he's also really. The writers of the show really want you to sympathize with this character. He he has this really interesting backstory that, although it's kind of fully explained as to how it works, um, it's kind of weird. Um, let's see. What else did I have to say about this season? Um, and I have to say that David Tennant's character by the end of this is very, very overpowered with his abilities. And his conclusion in this season is, I'd say, justifiable. And I'm not going to spoil anything here about his character. Um, and I do say that his character is a much, much bigger threat in this season than any other show I've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Um, and what sets this show apart from Daredevil's Netflix show, with Daredevil, it's more of a crime mob boss feel. Whereas this one is a crime noir type feel with superhuman elements. And this is a really. It pulls it off very, very elegantly. It has some of the same color tones as Marvel's Daredevil, but it doesn't do it to the extreme. And there's a lot of different hues in this. They use a lot of grays, a lot of white, and majority of the time blue to velvet. And it's this really cool color mix that I don't really know how to explain it. It's really, really good. The cinematography in the show is, again, spectacular, as the same as Marvel's Daredevil. The action is great in this show, and I'd say it's great. It's a good show. I recommend watching it. So, and this is a show. Again, going to the themes of the show. The themes of the show is true to life. You know, comics usually reflect what society is focusing on. This is the same sort of thing. This show focuses on rape, manipulation, relationship issues, alcoholism, you name it. This has a lot of commentary on these things that need to be analyzed. I just got done watching the show not not 10 minutes ago, and I'm forming these opinions on it. And I'll need to really analyze this because this is a good show to do, to analyze. So as far as that goes, do I recommend watching it? Yes, absolutely. For anyone who is a comic fan or is the Marvel Cinematic Universe fan and has Netflix, watch this show. But if you have not seen Daredevil, watch that first and then watch this one. All right, there's so many things that could go wrong. You do not need to have seen the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, although I would recommend also watching that if you want to keep in touch with the MCU. And I do not recommend watching Agent Carter before this because it has no relation to that show at all. Although if you want to still keep in touch with the MCU as well. And it seems like this is going the way it needs to go, where eventually this is supposed to lead into the Defenders, the Defenders series, where Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Daredevil are supposed to all form together and make a league called the Defenders. And I really hope they do that someday. That'll be pretty interesting. I think 10-1, they're going to save it for Phase 4. But with that in mind, guys, Jessica Jones, in my opinion, gets an A+, a 9.5 out of 10, and a Blu-ray exclusive status by yours truly. My name has been Nicholas Jennings. If you liked this video, then please leave a comment down below as to what you want me to see next for a film review, TV show review, and I'll go season by season. This is a season by season basis, and because Jessica Jones was one season so far, this was a short video. And if you like any of my content that you've seen before in my playlist area, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, Cub Scouts.